there's this big fight between gold or Bitcoin. I own both. I'm heavily invested in both, okay? I believe in both. I believe in both because of what's going on with destroying the dollar, just unlimited printing, and I believe in both. But unfortunately, a lot of people out there believe it's either Bitcoin or gold. Now, as we saw Bitcoin rise tremendously, we've seen gold, and I'd say gold stocks. That's how most people invest in Bitcoin or they invest in gold stocks, right? Again, a lot of gold bugs and stuff like that. They have bullion and stuff like that. But gold stocks have underperformed while Bitcoin has surged. Now we saw this week, which was interesting because we saw Bitcoin, crash, right? It's a crash down 20%. Who cares? It's up 500% over the past 18 months. It's a crash, 20%. You would think hey, maybe money comes out of this and goes into gold, but gold stocks also got hit. So my question to you is, how do gold people convince, right, those gold investors and analysts, how do they convince the younger crowd to buy Bitcoin when it completely outperforms gold? And even when it falls, it's not like it doesn't even benefit when Bitcoin falls. It's just, it seems like, what's the reason for a young investor to really, I get it for old investors and stuff like that, but what's the reason to get a young investor? I can't see them getting into gold. It's not exciting.
It's going to be tough. Yeah. I mean, because it's going to be the older generation talking and saying, hey, you got to have hard money. You got to have something you can physically hold in your hand. And that's going to be an uphill battle because, like I said, like kids do when mentors and other people try to give you advice, you sit there and you nod your head and yeah, and you're not really listening. It's pathetic. But because in reality, they're going to look down at their phone and they're going to be up X amount of percent. I mean, the thing's up over 100% in a couple months. So like you said, how do you tell them that? The crazy thing to me is that it'll be interesting to see how long the price of gold and silver continue. I mean, silver is actually getting on the Wall Street Reddit bets type deal stuff. So it's performing better than gold. But I don't know why they both can't go up because it's the same argument. You're protecting yourself against silly policies on the federal level and the central banks around the world. And everybody values scarcity. They have both. So, I'm not helping you here much. I don't know why you wouldn't buy both. And once people see the amount of gains that you can get in gold stocks, hell, you talk about 10x. You can make that in gold stocks. So I guess it'll take, it'll take results. So it'll take a nice little, what was it? A couple of years? Was it 2016?
Well,
the first quarter
you had
when gold stocks, a lot of them went up 100, 200%.
Like that. And then they came back down. And I think 2018, 19, they really surged. And I was fortunate to know the right people in the industry. I have lots of friends. I speak at a lot of these conferences in Vancouver, which is the mining capital of the world and resource capital of the world. But they've gotten me into deals where I have 5-year warrants to kind of you see the stock not doing too well and you're like, whatever. And next thing you know, it's, year 3.5, fourth year. And I'm like, whoa, these things start taking off and then the warrants are in the money. And that's the way, they structure these things. So that's why I own both of them. And it's funny because when I argue this, people are like, Frank, Bitcoin, you're an idiot. I'm the person that believes in both of them. I'm just trying to start that conversation with how do you get gold to be more exciting? Because right now should be a time when people pouring into gold and they're not. Instead, they're purchasing Bitcoin for the same reasons because of what the federal government is doing here instead of gold, which, is not really good for those stocks.